of this was to just help you understand the different kinds of conditions that people are facing and how they have benefited. As you could see, many of you have talked about PCOS, PCOD, thyroid issues, menopause symptoms, infertility, menstrual disorders, and different kinds of hormonal imbalances and so on. So these are the exact kinds of challenges that people have been facing who have joined this program for varying amounts of time in different formats and so on. The idea is at the end of the day to try and understand your specific body, your specific situation, and your specific condition, so that an individual could be healed, an individual could be corrected. So we are talking about overcoming all kinds of hormonal imbalances and gut issues and many other challenges that people are facing. So anybody still is having any kind of a hearing issue? Am I audible? Please type in yes. Please type in yes if I am audible. All right, perfect. Thank you so much. So, so yes, whatever you have mentioned in the poll, all of these kind of situations we'll be dealing with. But before we start talking about the solutions, let's be a little more informed. Many of the conditions that women are facing today are unidentified. It has been said that 40% of all women in Australia, this is a US data, by the way. This is not India, this is not global, this is US specifically, but that is where data is profound. So it's a collection from different kinds of agencies and associations and so on. At least 60% of women are having thyroid situation. At least 40% of women are having fibroid situation. 1 out of 10 people in US has been diagnosed with thyroid, and there are still 60%, so additional 50% who have not been diagnosed yet. Pre-menopausal situation is with 40%. So basically we are talking about situation with many of you, whether you identify it, whether you realize it or not, etc. Women need a lot more awareness, information, understanding about their health situation and how to correct it. Now, one step in that direction would be to try and understand why it is happening. Now, what you see, there are two layers in this, right? One is what you see outside, which is symptoms. And the root of those symptoms are the reason behind why you have all of those symptoms. Whether it is a skin issue, whether it is a discharge issue, somebody asked about that, infertility or IBS or autoimmunity, whatever it is, or mental health challenges, which many of you have noted down in the poll that we have conducted. वो सारी चीजों के पीछे जो कारण है वो कारण है आपका डाइट, आपका स्ट्रेस, आपके लीकी गट, आपकी टॉक्सिसिटी, रेडिएशन इश्यूज. Many of these issues that we would be touching upon in our session, and we would be elaborating upon what you can do in your home with or without joining us, what you can do in your home so that you can gain more out of it. So I also want to understand that exactly what are you doing currently, so that we can take a step forward for you and help you do better. So ये सारी चीजों के बारे में हम लोग बात करेंगे, और हम बात करेंगे how do we break free from the chains of this entanglement on different kinds of chronic conditions, and how do we liberate ourselves. So for this we are very happy, and I am very glad to introduce to you Dr. Ruhi and Mr. Siddharth. So Dr. Ruhi is an MBBS doctor. She is also an MSc and a functional medicine expert. She has been working sizable amount of work for different kinds of chronic conditions. Mr. Siddharth and Dr. Ruhi, both, they are focusing specifically on women's health concern. So Mr. Siddharth doubles up as a yoga expert, yogi expert. He has done a lot of work in Hatha Yoga. He is an educator as well, and he is also a functional medicine coach. So both of our experts team together in the endeavor to help you come out of your different kinds of chronic conditions that you might be facing or might be going through. So with this, I would like to hand it over to Dr. Ruhi. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ayush. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, so I had a look at the results of the poll, And I see that majority of them are here to understand the solution for PCOS, right? And a lot of you are taking allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda. So hormonal imbalance has been something which is close to my heart. And 10 years ago, I was diagnosed of PCOS. I had completed my MBBS training then, and I was diagnosed of PCOS. I wasn't obese, I wasn't overweight, right? And now I just finished my training in MBBS, and I was trying to figure out what's the solution now, right? I learned that okay, hormonal pills is the only solution, but somewhere it did not really kind of convince me to go for it. And I started reading more about it, and couldn't really find any solution to it, kept struggling with it, kept reading more about it. And yes, over the period of years, today I can say I have reversed my PCOS, right? I have reversed the symptoms I had. And if I can do it, each one of you can do it, right? And I hope all of you are excited to know more about it. And if you are, please drop a yes. So that will motivate me more, kind of, that yes, I need to share what I have been doing. So it's very important to understand that our body is very smart, right? We cannot have our health, assigned to some doctor, be it anyone, be it me, or be it Siddharth or anyone, right? It's important that we take charge of our health in our hands. You need to be empowered. Only understanding, okay, I have thyroid, I have PCOS, it's not enough. You only know a diagnosis, you do not know what to do about it, you do not know what is the cause of the problem, and until you know the cause of the problem, you cannot fix it, right? So it's very important that you understand why you are facing these problems. And when you understand, that's where you will be able to take charge of it and reverse your conditions. And that's the beauty of the Happy Hormones program, where we will be empowering you all with the tools on understanding what is the cause of your problem, and give you the skills, give you the tool to reverse it. So a lot of you mentioned about, you guys have thyroid disorders. Now let us understand a little more what the symptoms are, right? When you say a thyroid disorder, it can be either because of less functioning of the thyroid, where it means that it's not producing enough hormone. The thyroid gland is not making enough hormones. And that's where you see the symptoms of low thyroid function, which is fatigue. You feel tired throughout the day. Your motions, your bowel movements are not okay. You feel constipated. You feel bloated. Your skin is bad. It's all dry. Your hair is brittle. You know, hair loss is like, you feel hair loss is routine. Every time you comb your hair, you see a whole, the floor is full of hair. And, you are putting on weight. You try working out, but you're not losing weight. You're depressed. You're not actually depressed. You have low mood, and eventually you feel you are depressed. You have issues with anxiety. You see facial puffiness, right? All these are happening because of low thyroid function. In many cases, what we see is you already might have these symptoms, but you are not diagnosed of as low thyroid function. Your doctor still says your thyroid function is fine, but you face all these symptoms. And that's what's called subclinical hypothyroidism, where your lab reports is normal. When I say normal, it means it's normal as per the lab range, right? But for a thyroid to function optimal, it has to be in the functional ranges, which is different from the lab range. So you might already be having these symptoms, but you're not diagnosed of low thyroid function. On the other hand, there are symptoms of high thyroid function, which in most cases is an autoimmune condition. So you still feel very tired, you feel heart palpitation, you are facing more bowel movements, you have diarrhea, you're losing weight, you eat enough, still you're losing a lot of weight. and you're still struggling with anxiety. So are you guys able to relate to any of these symptoms?
Please type in A if you relate to low thyroid symptoms and type in B if you relate to high thyroid symptoms.
So I see a lot of you have said yes. And I think majority of you may not be even diagnosed with a low thyroid function. And you're still kind of, dragging your life with all these symptoms.
So there are about, I think, if I had to take a guess, around 15, 10, 15, 20% with B and 80, 85% with A.
Right? That's huge. And I see someone saying dragging from the last 20 years. So that's terrible. So let's move on to other symptoms of hormonal imbalance. So what's PCOS? So PCOS is basically polycystic ovarian syndrome. Earlier it was called polycystic ovarian disease, but now it's called syndrome. Syndrome means it's a collection of symptoms. Now here we have so many symptoms listed here, but all of you may not have all the symptoms. You might have just 3 or 4 symptoms. Some of the most common symptoms of PCOS is irregular periods, right? You start having hair growth over areas where you do not want. Females do not want hair on your chin. You do not want it, on your abdomen. You do not want it on your breast. You start seeing hair growth there, and you start losing hair where you want them, right? You start losing. You start seeing male pattern baldness. Acne is one problem. You feel tired all the time. You start putting on a lot of weight, and then your doctor says you have to lose weight to manage your PCOS, but it's a vicious cycle. It's difficult to conceive. Mood fluctuations are terrible. I have gone through it myself. You feel like you have the entire burden of the world is on you. And why you are suffering with PCOS? Why am I diagnosed with PCOS? Why not someone else? And PCOS is just a breeding ground. So it starts with PCOS, and it makes a woman 3 times more prone to developing thyroid disorders. It's like you develop PCOS, and then you develop thyroid disorder, then you develop diabetes, and then falls a whole lot of other health troubles. Many of them develop autoimmune conditions. So can you all relate to these symptoms? One most important thing, often it's said that if I don't have an ovarian cyst, and if my ultrasound, if my if my abdominal ultrasound is normal, there are no cysts in the ovary, I do not have PCOS. That's not true. Ovarian cyst is only a symptom of PCOS. It's not the diagnosis of PCOS. You do not need to have cyst in the ovary to diagnose your to have PCOS. If you have 3 or 4 of these, it's very clear that there is hormonal imbalance, and one of the root causes is insulin resistance or a high estrogen drive, and you need to do something about it. Diagnosis is only going to tell us what the problem is. It doesn't tell us about the cause of the problem. So let's see what has changed over a period of time. Now, these we have put together here some of the risk factors. So you see on the top, the first is human genome. So human genome is something which has been constant, right? So this is something that we inherit from our parents, from our ancestors. So this hasn't changed over the last over the last couple of decades, right? But if you look at the other things that I have listed in the bottom, all those things have changed over a period of time. In many cases, when someone is diagnosed of PCOS, A conventional doctor would say it's genetic. And then you start thinking, my mother didn't have it, my dadi or nani didn't have it. So how did I have it, right? So it's very important to understand that we can inherit bad genes from our, from our parents. But whether it's going to manifest or not depends on us. It depends on the environment that we give it, right? So if you give good environment to the bad, if you give good environment to the bad genes, it's not going to manifest. But if you give a bad environment to those genes, it will manifest itself, right? I hope this answers, that question which often, women have. Okay, is PCOS genetic? Will my daughter also have it? So we can change our life. We can change, how our body reacts to any adverse health condition by giving it the right environment. Our body is very smart. All we need to is enable our body to heal itself. So let's see here. Human genome hasn't changed, but why has PCOS numbers gone up over the last couple of decades? Almost 1 in 10 women is diagnosed of PCOS. 1 in 5 women is diagnosed of thyroid disorder. I think every other woman you ask, she would say, oh, I'm on a thyroid pill. Early morning pill is a thyroid pill, right? So what has changed? So can you guys relate to the other factors that I have listed here? Have Is this what has changed over the years? Have you moved to a more refined diet, which is all maida, it's all, refined flours, all trans fats, vegetable oils, a lot of sugar? Our ancestors used to eat healthy food. Everything available then was organic. Now you really need to pay extra to get an organic food. Isn't it? I see a lot of them saying no work at home, lack of exercise, pesticides. So you guys can relate to this, right? Earlier, the food wasn't contaminated with so much of pesticides, but today, whether it be vegetables or fruits or anything you buy, it's contaminated with pesticides, and that's disrupting our hormones. Earlier, the dairy that was available, the milk that was available was not hormone fed. The cows were not fed with hormones to to produce more milk. Today it's all hormone fed, and when you drink that milk, it messes up your hormones. The wheat that we eat today is genetically modified. The soya that we eat today is genetically modified. Corn is genetically modified. So all GMO food, when we take it, it's damaging our body. We are developing food sensitivity. Our immune system is, reacting those these kind of GMO food, and that's where all the trouble starts. The gut becomes more permeable. It's supposed to only absorb nutrition. It starts absorbing a lot of toxins, right? We eat so much of packaged food with is available today, and when your diet is rich in these packaged processed food, you're basically feeding your body with kind of almost every unhealthy thing that you can think of. The healthy gut bacteria is all kind of going away. These gut healthy bacteria help in breaking down our food. They train our immune system. But with all the processed and packaged food, with all the sugars, they all are dying off, right? We are so much exposed to non-native EMF, the Wi-Fi, heating food in microwave, or with so many phone signals around us, the cell towers. All this is damaging our mitochondria. So we will be looking more into it in the next following slides. But yes, I'm sure a lot of you can relate to these, what has changed over the last couple of years. So let's get into, let's dive deep into a couple of these factors. Stress, yes, work stress, emotional stress, relationship stress, right? Now, when our body is constantly in stress, right, you keep thinking about something that has not happened, you keep thinking about something that's in the future, your sympathetic system is constantly activated. And this system is preparing your body to fight. It's not preparing your body to digest better. It's not preparing your body for reproduction. Okay, and when this happens, and there starts all the exacerbation of inflammatory conditions, right? And to cope with stress, you start eating unhealthy, you start taking in a lot of sugar, you start spending more time watching TV or browsing Instagram. So all these habits are further kind of deteriorating the condition. So it's very important to get rid of this chronic emotional stress. And we will be focusing a lot of emotional cleanse techniques, calming techniques in the happy hormone program, because the lifestyle today has become such that we keep taking a lot of stress, whether it be work or anything else. Poor nutrition. um, Here I would like to highlight, often we have some of our patients say that I've been eating healthy, I eat only home cooked food. But it's not important that what you consider healthy is really healthy. You might be eating roti 3 times, the wheat roti, but it's important to understand that wheat roti is a genetically modified food, right? Your system is not trained for it. What our ancestors ate was native variety of wheat. It wasn't the genetically modified. That's why they didn't face the problems which we are facing, right? And more so whatever we eat has to be something that heals our body. And food that are allergic, you are allergic to those food, or you're sensitive those food, have to be identified and eliminated until your immune system is able to take them, until your gut is able to take them, until you develop a good microbiome to digest it. So it's very important, to identify those food sensitivities, eliminate them, include the right kind of food, and you will see your body will start responding in a positive way. Now, often, now leaky gut is something that we have seen in a lot of people struggling with hormonal imbalances, right? So, what exactly is a leaky gut? So, gut refers to our digestive tract, right? Now, you can imagine it like a chalni, like a sieve, right? So, it is supposed to only take in the transfer the nutrition from the food in the gut, and the rest of the toxins will be eliminated from the system. But when we eat unhealthy food, when we eat packaged processed food, right, our microbiome is damaged. The food is not digested. All that food is rotting there in our stomach. You start feeling, getting all the symptoms of indigestions, bloating. You eat little food and you feel like you have eaten so much, right? You start developing GERD, you start developing all the acid refluxes, burning, and all this. So now the environment that you're creating in the gut is actually creates the problem, where now instead of the nutrition, the bad food, the bad things, the toxins are getting absorbed in the system. That's what a leaky gut is, and that's the starting point for a lot of autoimmune conditions as well. And what are the triggers? गेहूं, wheat, soya, corn. जब हम ये सारी चीजें बहुत खाते हैं, right, and our body is reacting to it, that's where it's a breeding ground for a leaky gut syndrome. GI disruptors. So basically here we are talking about certain things जिससे हमारा GI system खराब हो रहा है, right? Chronic stress. आप stress में हो, आप almost you are running to office and you're eating your breakfast. So that's a stress. Your body will not be able to digest that food because your sympathetic system is activated. Alcohol is leaching the nutrition. एंटीबायोटिक्स, एसिड ब्लॉकर्स, लोग आम तौर पे ले लेते हैं, ठीक है, थोड़ा सा बुखार हुआ आपने एंटीबायोटिक का कोर्स कर लिया, थोड़ा सा एसिडिटी हुआ आपने एसिड ब्लॉकर्स ले लिए. So all these habits, it's disrupting our system. A lot of gluten rich food, gehu, jaw, all these are gluten rich, and if your body is is sensitive to it, it's creating the damage. थोड़ा सा दर्द हुआ, आपने NSAIDs ले लिया, आपने पेन किलर ले लिया, right? So all these kind of habits of bandage fixing to the solution gives us the trouble over long over a long period of time. So here let's talk about the endocrine disruptors. अगर आप देखें आज, right, जितने बॉडी लोशंस हैं, सनब्लॉक्स हैं, पेस्टिसाइड्स, प्लास्टिक्स जिसमें BPA काफी हाई होता है, जितने हाउस क्लीनिंग केमिकल्स होते हैं, जितने जिससे भी आप किचन क्लीन करते हो, फ्लोर क्लीन करते हो, all those are loaded with a lot of endocrine disruptors, right? We do not realize it, but then it's damaging our hormones in a big way. Jitne meat hai, as I said earlier, they are most of the feed, meat that's available today, most of the dairy products that's available today, they're all fed with hormones, and we are messing up our system with that. And then when you have a hormonal imbalance, the conventional doctor will advise you a birth control pill, and that adds fuel to the fire. So a birth control pill is only a band-aid fix to the problems that you're facing. It's not going, so basically you take a hormone pill and you will be having those problems throughout your lifetime. It's you, you are not really enabling your system. You are just giving it something which is ready made, and your body will not ever try to heal itself. So the main drivers of PCOS and the most common hormonal imbalances is insulin resistance. So what is insulin resistance? Insulin, if you do you guys know what's insulin? If you can drop a yes in the chat box, that will help me. Okay. Yes, I see 5. Yes. Okay. All right. So insulin is a hormone which is produced by the pancreas, and its function is to regulate our blood sugar. So when we eat food that's rich in carbohydrates, okay. Now carbohydrates are converted into glucose, and this glucose has to be pushed into the cells, and this work is done by the insulin. Okay, so when we eat food that is refined like maida, ya wheat, or white rice, right? So it converts into sugar very quickly. Okay, now to push this sugar into the cells, insulin is needed. Now just imagine, now if you keep feeding if during the day, the whole day you're just eating food which is rich in refined food, then you are bothering insulin so many times, right? It will have to keep working to push that sugar into the cells, right? And eventually it will get fatigued. It will say like, I'm not able to do it anymore, right? I'm done with you guys. And this is what insulin resistance is. So there's a lot of sugar fluctuating out, floating outside, but the insulin is not able to push it into the cells because the receptors are not responding to this insulin anymore. Okay, now what is happening? It's not able to push the glucose into the cells, and that's where the feedback goes to the pancreas: produce more insulin. The work is not getting done, and it again produces more insulin, thinking it will be able to push that glucose into the cells, but again it's not able to do it. And the result is the whole lot of glucose outside, right? Not into the cell. There's a whole lot of insulin also outside. So a lot of glucose, a lot of insulin, and the work not happening. And what is contributing to this? Refined carbohydrates, sedentary lifestyle, not moving around, toxins. So toxins, they bind on the receptors where the insulin has to work, and then the insulin is not able to work. Chronic stress. Now all these leading to high glucose, high insulin, and what happens now? A lot of glucose, a lot of sugar in the blood, something has to be done with it, right? So it's converted into fat. What kind of fat? Triglycerides, which is getting deposited on your body. So high insulin leads to insulin resistance. leads to deposition of fat where you don't want. So you start putting on a lot of fat on your belly, on your thighs, on your back, right? And it's difficult to lose this fat. And now on the other hand, your cells are starving, they're dying of hunger because they did not get any food. And you feel tired, you feel hungry, you're weak. You might be eating 3 times a day, 4 times a day, but then you still feel like you do not have any energy. Why? Because the cells did not get the food. Your body got it, but it did not reach where it was supposed to do. So what you end up doing, you crave for sugar. You end up eating a lot of all the sugar refined things that you can think of, cakes, candies. Your body is asking for you feel like your body is asking for sugar, and you end up doing it, further making the process worse. So this is the vicious cycle of insulin resistance, and is the root cause of PCOS and a lot of other hormonal imbalances. So if you want to fix PCOS, you have to fix this insulin resistance. I hope you guys are able to now uh, you know connect these dots in your life, that why you have been feeling tired, why you've been feeling hungry all the time. So what is happening because of high insulin? More fat deposition, which is making you put on weight, right? More weight, more fat also gets converted into more estrogen, and this estrogen is causing the delay in your cycles. It's causing it's giving you all those PMS symptoms. Just before the period, you start have the breast tenderness, or you start feel your body is bloated. You have a lot of water retention, and you start feeling a lot of heaviness in your body, a lot of pain, all those starts. These all are because of high estrogen, right, which is because of high insulin levels. And because of more fat, triglycerides, more fatty conversion, you start developing a fatty liver. It becomes a starting point for diabetes, high cholesterol. And high insulin also gets converted into more androgens, which is the male hormones. And these male hormones make you develop a lot of facial hair, a lot of acne. You start losing a lot of hair, right? So this is how your symptoms are connected to what the root cause is. Please let me know if this is the first time you got to know about this, this connection. If it's the first time you heard about this, please let me know.
So start sharing your questions also, and your symptoms and so on, so that we stay connected and involved in the presentation, please.
So great. Some of them do say they knew it, while a lot of them are also saying yes, it's the first time. Okay, great. So we spoke a lot about PCOS. Let's talk about thyroid. So the moment somebody sees their thyroid values are out of range, they are prescribed a thyroid pill, right? Which is like a lifetime companion. You wake up in the morning and you pop up that thyroid pill. But is this the way how hypothyroidism should be tackled? No, right? So what you are taking is one form of thyroid hormone, which is T4. Now, for it to work in your body, it has to be converted into T3. That is the active form. If you're taking the thyroid pill, but in your body, the mechanism of converting T4 to T3 is not working, you will not be able to convert it into an active form, and the thyroid pill is useless. So what you see here is a beautiful connection to show how T4 gets converted to T3. You need all the nutrients. You need iron, you need iodine, you need the proteins, zinc, seleniums, you need various vitamins, right? And if they are not there, it's not converted to an active form. And again, now that active form has to bind to the cell for proper functioning. So you need vitamin A, you need to exercise, you need zinc. If these are not there in your body, again, that thyroid hormone that you're taking from outside is not working. So it's very important to understand that when you're diagnosed of a hypothyroid condition, it's a body's message that I am not getting the raw materials I need to make this hormone. Please provide, please do the needful. But then what is usually done is just a thyroid pill. Now that thyroid pill you know might work for some, but majority of them are not benefited. They still see the symptoms of low thyroid function despite the pills, right? So you might be addressing it, you are giving the body a ready-made hormone, but then you're not fixing the body of the deficiencies that's needed to make the hormone. You're not giving the body proteins, you're not giving the body the minerals and the vitamins, you're not exercising. So basically all those things are unmet. You're only doing a bandit fix. So and then on the other hand, if you're still stressed, you are facing infections, you are exposed to toxins, you have autoimmune condition, you have a leaky gut, right? All these will again impact the conversion of the T4 to T3 and its proper functioning. So this gives a so this picture is basically to explain you all that in every step, in every process in our body, various nutrients are required, various healthy environment is required. And if we are not doing it, we are keeping our body diseased. And our body is not designed to be sick or to be diseased. You can fix things in our body in a healthy way and be vibrant again. So I have covered a lot about more on the nutrition and the on certain aspects of a healthy lifestyle, and I will hand it over to Siddharth to talk more on the other aspects.
Thank you, Dr. Rui. That was wonderful. I'm sure a lot of our participants have, gained a whole wealth of knowledge in terms of the physical components of these issues.
Yeah.
Now, let us also look at the subtler aspects, right? See, uh, during the introduction, Ayushi told you I am a yoga teacher, I am a hatha yoga teacher, as well as a functional medicine practitioner, right? So I will speak both from the side of yoga and from the side of functional medicine, which basically is the latest scientific research. Functional medicine is based on the latest scientific understanding, right? Let me ask you this question. Do you think your thoughts and emotions are resulting in your health issues or not? You can reply with a yes or no. Extensively, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Definitely yes. Okay, wonderful. Maybe, okay, fine, yes, correct. Okay. So now it's wonderful to see that most of you believe or understand that your mind is also playing a major role in your health situations. In yoga, for thousands of years, we have been saying that the cause of the disease is mostly in the mind. Most chronic ailments are psychosomatic in nature. Soma means body, psycho means mind. So most chronic ailments are psychosomatic in nature. For thousands of years, we have been saying this. Now, modern science, which is functional medicine, based on the latest research which is available to us in the world today, is beginning to say the same thing. Okay. You find somebody that, okay, at the age of 30, you develop diabetes, let's say. And I'm actually talking about people that I've worked with, clients, patients that I've worked with, have been healthy all their life before that event, and suddenly you get diagnosed with diabetes. Okay, you can change your lifestyle, you can change your diet, and we can bring your sugar down to normal. But you must ask the question, what happened at 30 years of age that suddenly a healthy person became diabetic, right? You start digging deeper, I found that this person actually went through a very, very stressful, traumatic phase of 6 months in their life, where they felt powerless, that I cannot change this situation. And it is very, 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 very bad and stressful. Okay, every day you're crying, you're sad, or you're fighting with somebody in your family or office. That stress disturbed the body and created the disease. Now tell me, without handling this stress, which is now stored in your system, can you recover from the disease 100%? Or will always a little bit of the disease remain? You can say 1 if you believe you can recover 100%, or you can say 2 in the chat if you believe without addressing this stored stress in your body, 100% recovery is not possible. So I see a lot of you typing 2. Wonderful. Thank you. So you know what? Again, in yoga, we say that for every thought in your mind, there are different chemical reactions happening in the body. Every thought. And for every chemical reaction in the body, again, there are thoughts happening, similar thoughts happening. So if you're thinking stressful thoughts, negative thoughts, if you're angry, if you're upset, agitated chemical reactions are happening in the body. And when these chemical reactions keep happening, because these thoughts don't end, right? Every day we are struggling with those negative thoughts. What happens to the body? It starts going down. Its ability to fight disease, stay healthy is compromised, right? So let's go back to the presentation that we had, Ayushji.
All right, sir. Just give me a second.
Yes. Or I can share it if you want.
No, I'm checking.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So now again, to give you some very simple examples of how the mind impacts the body. Let's say you are walking in the dark, on a road in the night, and you hear a sudden sound behind you. What happens to you? Suddenly your heart starts pumping harder. Yes. Mind is impacting the body, right? You have heard this, that when, if you have a lot of stress for a period of time, you can get ulcers, right? Mind is impacting the body. It is damaging the body. Most people who have heart problems or get heart attacks, when do they get it? They always get it in a stressful period in their life. Not when they're happy and joyful. When they're stressful, when they're angry, when they're frustrated, that is when they get a heart attack. Why? Because the mind is impacting and damaging the body. It is not allowing the body to function properly. It is not allowing the hormones to be balanced. It is not allowing your metabolism to be balanced, right? I'm sure we know of children who just before the exam in the morning, they will have diarrhea, loose motion. Yes, the stress is so much that the body is unable to even hold on to the bowels. It is just going out of control, right? So this is just to give you an understanding that the mind is impacting the body in a very, very powerful manner. And unless we address the mind also, it is almost impossible to recover from our health issues completely. We can go to the next slide, please. Right? Now, when we talk about emotions in this context of chronic health issues, we use the term trauma. Okay. What is trauma? Any negative emotion you can call as trauma, right? What are the situations that can cause a trauma? Just, few examples. Any, when you were a child, let's say, you went through some kind of emotional, physical, or sexual abuse, including, beatings from your parents or from, elder brothers and sisters. It can create trauma for many people. You were neglected. You never had anybody to look after you. You felt abandoned, right? There is nobody to take care of you as a child. You felt betrayed. Somebody told you, be ready at 6 o'clock. I'll come and pick you up. We'll go for a movie. But that person didn't turn up. You felt betrayed. Even these things can cause trauma for a child. And once you have created trauma in your system, you don't come out of it unless you do something about it specifically. And this blocked emotions, this blocked energy in your system will create disease. There is no other option. It will create disease, physical and mental problems it will create. Okay. We have many examples, right? So when our mind experiences stress or distress, tension, it activates what is known as what Dr. Ruhi was telling us as the sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is in charge of saving your body, saving your life, right? So what does it do? It changes everything in the body, how it's functioning. It activates what is known as the fight or flight response, right? Because we have lived for millions of years in the jungle where we were food for some animal, right? Some animal was always trying to kill and eat us. So the example here on your screen is cheetah hunting at a deer, right? Now, if the deer has to save its life, the body has to generate a tremendous amount of energy. That is the job of the sympathetic nervous system. And where should that energy go? Should it go to the digestive system or the reproductive system? Or should it go to your arms and legs so that you can run or fight? You're right? It should go to the arms and legs. So what happens? Your digestive system shuts down, stops working properly. Your reproductive system stops working properly, right? Now, suppose you, when you got stressed out, you actually ran full strength for half an hour. All this energy that the system had generated will get consumed. You will have no problem, you will have no trauma stored in your system. But in modern life, what is happening is we are having traumatic situations every day, stressful situations every day, right? Things that we don't like are stressful situations. Somebody made a nasty comment. It's a stressful situation because your nervous system does not understand that there is no threat to the life. It thinks if there is stress being generated, there is danger to my life. It activates the fight or flight mode immediately. So if, because we are getting stressed out, this energy is being generated again and again, but there is no physical activity, there is no consumption of this energy happening, right? So this energy gets trapped in your body, in your system, in your mind, in your energy system. And this trapped energy is what is causing disease. You can change your diet, you can change your lifestyle, it will help definitely. But if you want a complete cure, you also have to work on this. Otherwise, the same problem or another problem will keep cropping up every few months or a few years. Because the root cause, that trapped energy, those blocked emotions have not been taken care of. Next slide. Ayushi, can you go to the next slide? So once again, coming back to the difference in a conventional approach to dealing with chronic ailments, especially PCOS, overweight, hypothyroid, all of these connected issues. In the conventional approach, what are the interventions? What do? They give you hormones, right? Progesterone and all. They will give you medicines. For example, metformin here is supposed to help the body kind of do the work that insulin was supposed to do, right? It is supposed to help the body. The cells actually absorb sugar from the bloodstream better, which Dr. Ruhi was explaining very nicely. Does not happen when you have insulin resistance. But nothing is being done to bring down the insulin resistance, right? The next one, difficult to pronounce name, right? This is essentially a medicine, which is basically a hormone, which blocks the sites on your cells where the testosterone, the male hormones, come and sit. The receptors get blocked by this. Once again, nothing is being done to address the cause why testosterone is high in a female body. It should be high in a male body, right? They tell you, oh, you must lose weight, calorie cutting, okay, eat less. Believe me, nobody on this planet has managed to lose weight successfully by doing that, because it does not work like that. Your body, when you reduce the calorie consumption, your body also reduces its metabolic rate, what is known as BMR. So you don't lose weight, but you feel miserable because you don't have energy now, right? You don't feel energetic. And you're told to lose weight. How to lose weight? Nobody tells you. How to lose weight in a healthy manner. So what are the outcomes? Essentially, by taking all these medicines, you are only managing the symptoms, right? High testosterone is a symptom. It is not the cause. Imbalanced diet, imbalanced emotions, no exercise, those are the root causes. Toxins, right? They are not being addressed. They will ask you to, drill the ovary and remove the cyst. But why is the cyst coming? Who will handle that? Who will address that, right? So you end up with a set of outcomes where you are somehow struggling to manage your symptoms. You are not getting rid of them. And every year, the symptoms are becoming worse because the root cause is still growing inside the body. Your quality of life is poor, you are tired, you are exhausted, you are irritable, you have no energy to do things that you love. You can't even be with people in your family, right? In a nice atmosphere. Small things will irritate you. So quality of life is very poor. And all of these medicines, do you think they're without side effects? Definitely not, right? I'm sure all of you understand. Allopathic medicines means side effects will be there. You have to deal with those also. Some medicines are damaging your liver, some are damaging your kidney, some are damaging your intestines. It has been proven that women who are given these hormonal pills for a few years, their intestines get damaged, and therefore the likelihood of them developing autoimmune diseases like Crohn's disease, etc., is 3 to 4 times higher than other women who have not taken these medicines. So essentially what we are doing, we are inviting more diseases in our life. And you have to go on spending a lot of money, but get no results out of this, right? On the other hand, next slide. Ayushi, next slide. On the other hand is the functional medicine approach, right? Excuse me. What do? We take a detailed history of your life from the time you were born, in fact, even before that, till now. Everything that has happened in your life, we need to know. We try to know that. What is your life situation? What are your symptoms? What has happened 2 years back, 5 years back, 10 years back? Because everything has an impact on what is happening right now. Lab tests. We do advanced lab tests to not only understand what is happening. Is my blood sugar high? Is my triglycerides high? No, not only that. We also do tests to find out why they are high. We dig 1 or 2 levels deeper, right? Naturally, all of this means that this is a personalized approach. This is not a blanket for everyone. Everybody who has PCOS, you give this medicine, these 2 medicines, and you are done. And you tell them to lose weight. No, it is personalized for every person. We will actually, in this program also, those of you decide to join, we will actually be working with each of you, and we will be sharing plans made for each person separately. Okay. We help you change your diet, because that is again a major root cause of these problems, as Dr. Ruhi explained in so many ways, right? It is junk food, it is high in refined items, it is creating imbalances in your insulin secretion. Insulin in turn is creating imbalance in other hormones. So we change the diet to remove things which are not good for the body and add things which are good. And all of this is very simple changes. There's nothing exotic. All of this is available everywhere. We bring in a certain amount of physical activity and meditation, which is scientifically proven to help with these problems. Okay, you can do different kinds of exercises, you can do different kinds of yoga for different kind of benefits. We will tell you what to do for these problems. And also, I'm sure all of you know already, most people, urban Indians, are deficient in basic nutrients. Basic vitamins are low. Unless we supplement it, body doesn't have the raw material to recover its health. So we will create a supplementation plan, unique, individualized for each one of you. What are the results? Resolution of your problems, of your symptoms. You will see within a short period of time, your cysts will start reducing. If your periods are irregular, they start getting regular. If you had not been getting periods, you will start getting them again. Your PMS symptoms go down, the pain goes down, the tenderness goes down, your mood swings stop happening, you're much more joyful, you're much more energetic. In 3-4 months, we have actually brought down thyroid levels to half, to absolutely normal range. And when you look at the outcome in a short period of time, you have saved a lot of money because you are free of the problem. You have understood what was causing the problem, and you have understood what changes you need to make to come out of the problem. And all of this without putting any toxic chemicals into your body, no side effects, right? So this is again a summary of how we approach. When you go to the conventional model of treatment, first job of the doctor is to identify, diagnose what is a disease, right? Give a name to it. Then based on that name, they will give you a list of medicines and other things. Here, it's not like that. We essentially try to understand. Our always approach is to ask why this is happening. If this symptom is coming in this person, what is the reason? What is the root cause? You go on digging deeper, like how Dr. Ruhi was asking you that, did you know all of these connections between insulin and so many other symptoms that you're having in your body, right? So you start understanding for each person, what are the symptoms? What are the factors which are creating those symptoms, right? You do whatever testing, etc., which is required to figure that out. And then you start working with them. You create a plan for each person and explain, help them implement it. So the treatment is happening not through medication. It is happening by addressing the root causes. What are root causes? Again, to summarize: food, lifestyle, nutraceuticals where required in terms of supplements wherever there are deficiencies, microbiome balancing. 52% of the weight of this body is actually bacteria. Okay, it's difficult to say we are human because bacteria are majority, right? So we should say we are bacteria having a human experience. That is that is closer to the truth, isn't it? So what kind of bacteria we have is paramount when it comes to our health. We will help you understand how to address that as well. Light therapy, right? See, it's only in the last few decades that we have become a complete indoors species. Otherwise, always we were out in the open, in the sunlight, in the moonlight, doing our jobs, doing our things, right? So what kind of light our body is being exposed to, again, has a huge impact on our health. We will tell you what changes you can make. Heavy metals have become a major problem, okay? Out of 10 people who come to us for health issues, at least 6, 7, or 8 will have heavy metal toxicity in the body. Things like mercury, lead, strontium, which should not be there, which are absolutely poisonous and harmful for the body, but they're there. We will tell you how to get rid of them. Gut detox, right? The intestines are 25, 30, 35 feet long, depending on your height and size of the body. They have never been cleaned. We have never done anything about it, most of us, right? Very simple methods to detoxify your gut, we will tell you. At the same time, how to detox this, because without detoxing this, nothing else will have complete effect. Emotional, mental detox. How to change how your mind works, how to change how you think, so that you don't create the same problems later on. You come and join the program 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you feel wonderful. 6 months later, if you're back in the same position, what is the point, right? It's a waste. So we will equip you with whatever you need to do that for yourself, to ensure that you keep on improving. Next slide. So this is the solution, right? All of these pieces, all of these connect with each other. They work together to create a solution. Correct physiological imbalances. The body has to be balanced, right? By giving it the right food, by removing the wrong things, by removing the toxins, by creating the right balance of bacteria, all of this, right? If there are deficiencies, ensuring that there is enough supplements, good quality supplements being taken. Tools to implement a nurturing environment, right? We also help you work with your family. We guide you how to do that, because without that support, again, it is very difficult to make these changes because these are lifestyle changes, right? And as I have been saying again and again, without changing this, none of this will really have full impact. So we also help you change, get rid of old emotional blocks, and change your way of thinking, change how your mind works, so that you are moving towards a better place in your life every month, every year, and you're not sliding back. So with that, I think I will hand it over to Ayush ji. I
Thank you,
hope I
sir.
have not
So,
gone beyond my time.
no, that's all. That's all good. All good. So basically, there are a couple of things that people are asking. How can I learn this course, etc. Rather than learning, be involved and get yourself healed. In the process, of course, you learn and you can teach others also to a large extent. Uh, your family members and others you would want to help out and so on. So all of this will happen. Now, the point of this entire program, as you would have seen from a bunch of testimonial videos and so on, is that in order to correct yourself permanently and not manage situation but cure situation, as Mr. Siddharth pointed out, कोई भी चीज अगर हम कर रहे हैं 6-7 महीने बाद दोबारा वापस वही situation आ रही है, तो what is the point? So, in order to make it permanent, it is important that we look at all of these three aspects together. Provide the right environment, which is very important, which is why we do a bunch of things. He'll talk about that. Physiological imbalances, correcting them. We need to clearly understand what is wrong, why it is wrong, and we need to be precise with our measurements of how to balance it. उसके साथ में psychosomatic issues, primarily what Mr. Siddharth he spoke of, the emotional, mental cleanse, the stress-free environment, and all of that. All of these things coming together is the healing process. So until unless we have a holistic view on how to correct ourselves and heal ourselves, there is a little difficulty in accepting that a solution could be permanent. So with that, थोड़े से मैं आप लोगों को examples share करना चाहूँगा. So some of the success stories, overall health, different kinds of deficiencies, acne issues, skin issues, many other things. So those kind of things people are able to gain from overall health, vitality, energy levels, mood swings, those kind of things. So this is one example of Miss Bulbul Yadav. Then there is another person, weight issues. Obviously, I mean, many of you have indicated that weight challenges are there. So how do you balance those weight issues, and how do you come from low weight to a balanced weight, high weight, or higher obesity, etc. Those kind of situations, and get out of related chronic conditions. वो सारी tactics, strategies आपके हिसाब से बताई जाएंगी, specifically and deeply in a deep personalized way. PCOS, 42% of you have mentioned that PCOS is a condition for you. So yes, I mean, of course, we dedicated a sizable amount of time to PCOS situation. It's pretty much a pandemic in itself. तो PCOS की condition बहुत ही severe है with women folk, and there's just one example of people getting benefited, recovering from PCOS. Then there are hormonal imbalances which are there. People recover from hormonal imbalances. Now, how does all of this happen? Yeah, I'll come to Archana, I'll come to price. Don't worry about price. Price is secondary. More important thing is how does the entire thing come about? तो दो हिस्से हैं प्रोग्राम में. देर आर टू menopausal issues also we'll speak of, PMS, menopausal, and vitality and fertility and all of that. Stay till the end. We'll talk about specific questions. So there are two parts to the program. One is treatment, and second is what you do as a group and how you, in totalitarian terms, how do you help each other and cancel negative emotions and come out of your conditions in a holistic manner. So it's a 3-month long program that we are talking about, which is quite comprehensive. Month 1 is about taking your health history, as Mr. Siddharth pointed out, not just now, but from your birth till now. All kinds of reports and anything and everything go inside it so that we know exactly about you. We do a proper case analysis at an individual. Now the treatment entirely is completely personalized. उसमें कोई इस तरह की बात नहीं है कि something is happening in a group. It is completely personalized, otherwise it won't work. So we do a case analysis. Wherever we understand that there are missing points, we go for certain level of testing. We complete the picture and come up with an action plan. We have an explanatory call with you to help you understand what the plan is and how do you implement it and so on. And we start implementing it. Now, all of this would happen within month 1. Month 2 is the continuous implementation and getting results phase. So we keep doing it. We keep getting engaged with our experts. We keep sending information to our experts. They keep they remain associated with you through WhatsApp and through community, and continuous support is there from the doctor and the expert. And you keep asking them questions and making them well informed so that complete grasp is there, not just on treatment but on progress and recovery. तो ये ट्रीटमेंट का फेज रहेगा. इसमें हाउ डू यू स्टे कनेक्टेड एंड सो ऑन. So you have asked me anything or AMS sessions in 1, 2, and 3. You also have a follow-up session, etc. But you most importantly have a continuous dedicated WhatsApp support. So that remains continuous. Now, community engagement wala part, now that is also significantly important. So there are 5 live sessions that happen in this part, and we have mentioned on which day it will happen for the program. So we start with PCOS and insulin resistance, which is bedrock of most of the issues. Also PMS and vitality and several reproductory situations. All of those things we start addressing from session 1 itself. So session 1 would be experiential in nature. We'll talk about, we'll experience neurobiomodulation. So we'll speak about that. Mr. Siddharth, would you want to elaborate on neurobiomodulation a little bit?
Actually, that's what I was talking about in the sense that, see, neuro refers to the brain, bio refers to the body, and modulation refers to how you change the behavior of one, and that will change the behavior of the other, right? So there are many techniques with which you can achieve these results. Okay, so for example, the simplest thing is your breath. We know very well, both in science and in yoga, that how we breathe determines how our mind functions. Now, if you are wondering that you have no idea about this, let me give you an example. Let's say you have a small baby, an infant, okay, who still cannot get up and sit. Lying on his back, he's happy, or maybe he's sleeping, okay. You see, when the child inhales, the abdomen will come out, chest will not move. When he exhales, the abdomen will go back in. The same child, when he's stressed out, his breath will change immediately, okay. When he's hungry, when he wants food and he's crying, when the child inhales, the chest will come out, abdomen will not move, right? So what is happening? Because there is a change in the state of the mind, the way the body is behaving is changing itself. The reverse is also true. If you learn how to change your breath, you can change how the mind is functioning, which will change how your body is functioning. So once again, I'm giving a very simple example, but this is the basic understanding of the science.
Right. So second session is about overall weight management, nourishment, diet, and several other things. Third session would be about thyroid health, different kinds of hormonal imbalances and emotional cleans, then various environmental issues. On day 15, we'll have that. And menopausal infertility and reproductive situations, we'll talk about that in the 5th session. So like that, there would be one follow-up and AMA session in each month additionally, in addition to these 5 sessions. Now, additionally, there is a WhatsApp group created, and you would have a similar person to you as a health buddy with which you would share your journey and help each other out. So we will keep the entire environment motivated and perspiring, expiring, and illuminating for everyone. And this entire thing is wrapped around education, as you spoke of different classes that we do and so on. At the end of the day, there are different goals that you can set aside कि ये benefit आपको मिलने वाला है. Weight, definitely you are going to benefit. Allergies and different kinds of concomitant symptoms such as gut issues and so on, you would have a balanced mood and mental health, hormonal imbalances, you can get corrected completely. Skin issues, hair issues, several other these kind of challenges. Relationship challenges, you would be able to manage to a large degree. Sleep quality, overall vitality, energy, and so on. तो ये सारी कई सारी चीजों में आपको बेनिफिट मिलेंगे. The cost of the program. Now the cost of the program is 14,000 rupees for 3 months. So that is for the next 2 days. So if you are able to sign up in the next 2 days, the cost of the program would be 14,000 rupees. If you buy in the entire 3 month. Now, if you want to buy in for the first month itself, the cost would be much lower. That would be 8,000 rupees. Now, both of these things are available to you for the next 2 days. Otherwise, there is a small little increase. But anyway, it is still discounted over the regular program price, which is only for webinar attendees. The program is starting on 5th of May on a Wednesday, and subsequent sessions, all these sessions would be happening after office hours, 7 p.m. You do get the recording for everything, and you are always connected, treatment part any which way with your expert. How you can go ahead and make the payment, all kinds of methodologies are available, whether UPI, Google Pay, and Phone Pay, and all of that, or bank or credit debit card, and so on. So all these methodologies are available. Those of you who are interested, I am allowing you to unmute yourself so that you can ask your questions directly. Those of you who are interested, please respond to the polls. If you have a query, do respond in the polls, and please share your phone numbers in the group chat. If you have a query, do share your number. If you have an interest in joining the program, please do share your numbers. So you can unmute yourself and ask your question. On the website, you can go ahead and there would be a subscribe now button. So you can click onto that and you get all the options.
I have a query.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I want to know like how much time will it take to completely reverse the PCOS?
Okay. Your name? Who's speaking?
Shweta.
Shweta. Okay. So Shweta, complete reversal takes somewhere between 6 to 9 months. Okay, but in the first 2 months, you will start seeing significant improvement in your symptoms. If you have been facing, like like we have had patients who didn't had periods for almost a year, and within 1.5 months, of starting the program, they got their periods, right? Their stomach issues were gone, hair fall was significantly reduced, the anxiety, mood swings had resolved to a great extent, right? Every individual is different, but in the first 2 months itself, you'll see significant improvement in your symptoms, and complete reversal will take somewhere 6 to 9 months.
Great. So
What are the supplements?
sorry, go ahead.
What are the supplements?
So every supplement that will be advised will be completely based on the blood work that we will ask you to do, and the history taken.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Anjali. I'm a hypothyroidism, and I'm a in uterus. Some fibroids is there. So in how many months we can cure this?
Okay. So now you need to understand you have hypothyroidism, right? There are fibroids, and fibroids is an indication of high inflammation in the system.
Everyday exercise like walking. কিন্তু শ্বাস নেওয়া ওগুলো সব থেকে ইম্পর্টেন্ট যেগুলো আমরা সব থেকে কম নেই।
I can hear a lot of other people. Yes. Okay. So fibroids, right? To reduce the fibroids, the inflammation in the system has to be brought down. Okay. So that will take some time, over a period of, that will again, over 6 months, you will start seeing a reduction in the size of your fibroids, right? But the symptoms of fibroids, like heavy periods or discomfort, all those you will start seeing improving the first 3 months.
Ma'am, my name is Prakash. I would like to know that how much time is required to get reversal of diabetes?
Diabetes, right? 6 to 9 months.
Whether are you taking that program for diabetes also?
So this program is for females, and yes, females who have diabetes will also benefit from this program.
Hello, ma'am. Renu here.
Yeah, ma'am.
Hello.
Rana, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Ma'am, actually, I have diagnosed with PCOS. I have taken 10 years for curing this. My allopathy doctor said that this disease is not curable. You can reduce it, but it is not completely gone kind of situation. No, never it will happen. So, ma'am, I have taken lots of contraceptive pills and Meprate kind of medicines. Even I am taking this. But nowadays, even my medicine is not responding. I'm not getting my periods. So it's the worst situation, and I think I have a cyst on my both the ovary. Somebody suggested me to get surgery to resolve this cyst problem. So I'm really want to know that whether it is curable or we can reduce it.
It's curable. When I started talking, I gave my own example, right? So if I have cured it, you will be able to cure it as well. Second, you do a surgery, remove the cyst, you are just removing something that was not good in your body. You are not doing anything to improve the environment for that thing in the body, right? So it will come back again. So that's not a sustainable solution. So you need to change,
Thank you.
you need to change your lifestyle, you need to change what you're feeding your body, you have to work on your stress management, and it will be a sustainable solution for which you can implement throughout your life.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, uh, when we are taking these medicines, will you be connected with us in case of any queries or doubts? Or if
Yes.
any,
So over the period of 3 months, you will have support over WhatsApp from both of us, from me and Siddharth.
so this program that is appearing over here on the slide, so that program was for PCOS or that program was for something else?
It's for hormonal imbalance. So if you have PCOS or thyroid disorders, or if you have, whether it be diabetes or fibroids, endometriosis, infertility, you can join this program.
Basically, it is for female health. So whether hormonal imbalances or reproductive challenges or different kinds of gut issues, chronic conditions of any sorts, weight management, this and that. So basically, all are interconnected, and there are several factors which need to be addressed, psychosomatic and physiological. So all of this collectively getting addressed for cure, not for management, for female health. So females qualify for chronic conditions.
Excuse me. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I have this. I'm Shoma here. I have this endometrium thickness problem. So 2016 DNC was done, and again it is recurring. I have taken Maplate tablet, progesterone tablet, but it is not reducing. Means after that withdrawal bleeding, again it is coming, and now it has become 24 mm thickness. So whether that it can be cured with this program?
Yes, you will benefit a lot. And here I would have to say that you will learn the tools how you can really, you know, bring a positive impact on your health. I will not say that yes, in 3 months it will be cured. It will not happen. Something that has been with you for such a long time, you cannot cure it over 3 months. It will take time. It will take, endometriosis will take somewhere between 6 to 9 months, and you will start seeing but you will start seeing the improvement in the first 3 months itself.
So one more doubt I have, that whether doctor is suggesting me to put Marina insertion, whether it is recommended, or with this program I can eliminate that insertion.
See, anything that you do should be something that helps you in working on the root cause. Okay, if
Right.
anything else, if you're not working on the root cause and try every other solution that's available today, you will still be back to square one.
Right.
So
Okay. Thank you.
you need to work on the root cause of the hormonal imbalance.
Hello. Yeah, I have also some issues related to my hormones. Last February, I was there was bleeding whole month, and then doctor suggested me to for DNC, And then on 9th, DNC was done. Then again, the bleeding was there, and it was very heavy bleeding with a lot of blood clots. And she then gave me medicine Trenexa and Crina NCR. So and she's saying that I have to eat it for a month. I have to take that pills for a month, Crina. So I just want to know that how much time it's going to take, like, or forever I have to take these medicines, or will these problems will continue? And what, and this is also related with the root cause, like you mentioned in your program.
Right. Yes. So if you continue with the hormonal pills, if you continue with tracinic acid, which is to kind of stop the blood flow, then you'll have to keep taking this medicine throughout life. Okay. But if you work on the root cause, if you work on reducing the inflammation in your body, if you work on feeding your system the right kind of food, you work on activating the right processes in your system, you will be able to reverse the issues that you're facing now. You do not have to take any medicines.
Ma'am, I'll just pick up a couple of questions from the chat. So one is about cost, lab tests, and functional medicine. So how does that work? That is one. There are a bunch of questions about endometriosis as well.
Yes. Okay. So the lab test, once you enroll for the program, you will be sent a history form, which is a very comprehensive history form. So you'll have to spend some good time to fill up those history form, and based on the information that you would put into that form, we would analyze that and then advise advise the lab work that would be necessary.
So any approximate cost which people can
One thing,
Hello.
the medicines, will we have to take them for a long period of time, or after it's cured, let's say in 6 to 9 months, like ma'am was saying, we won't have to continue these?
Okay, I'll first answer the first question. So the lab work that will be recommended will test for all the nutritional deficiencies, not just vitamin D or B12. It will test for all the vitamins, all the minerals. It will also test for heavy metals. Some of you had asked, how do we get to know about the toxins? So it will be a test for the heavy metals as well, the inflammatory markers, and the whole body organ function. So and in some cases the thyroid antibodies will also be tested. So it will just to give an approximate, it would be around 4 to 5,000 for the blood work. It will be a very comprehensive blood work. And the second, regarding the supplements, so supplements are not for lifetime. So initially they will be advised, so that, because when the deficiencies are too low, you cannot get everything from the food. So for the first 2 3 months it will be needed, and then the test would be repeated. We would ask you to repeat the test, and then if required, it would be a maintenance dose for few weeks. And by then you would have learned a lot about healthy food, healthy lifestyle, right, and other various techniques that you would be taught during the program, so which you would have to now kind of sustain, kind of include in your lifestyle, lifestyle for life.
Nidhi, you had a question regarding how frequently can we connect with the doctors. So yes, I mean, you have a WhatsApp connectivity with the doctor, and it can be on a daily basis if you need it to be. So that's there. And any which way, there are sessions and there are formal AMAs and consultative sessions also, as discussed in the presentation. Um, there are good chance. So any kind of medicine or anything that you are taking, whether it is Ayurveda, homeopathy, or other things, you continue with this, with whatever you're taking. As and when the things improve, etc., we start slowly getting out of medicine. That's the objective.
One medicine that we would ask you to drop if you're joining the program, is the hormonal pill. So if we do not want you to continue taking the hormonal pill if you decide to join the program.
So some people are asking about menopause, and again I'm repeating endometriosis. So that is also something which people
So
are.
menopause, yes, it's also for women who are kind of suffering the fluctuations around menopause. Actually, the first testimonial that Ayush had played was from one of the program participant who was suffering from menopausal symptom, and she benefited tremendously. And endometriosis, yes, in current, the way endometriosis is being handled today is terrible. Eventually the woman is asked to remove the uterus, but the root cause of endometriosis is high inflammation in the system, which has to be addressed. So the causes of high inflammation has to be addressed, and we work on that.
So a couple of you have asked how to enroll for the program. So I've shared a message in the group chat. So it has all the payment details and enrollment details and so on. Website address and everything is there. So you can check that out. And in the WhatsApp group also, whichever you are a part of, you would get messages there as well. Otherwise, you can always get in touch with me directly or YellowSquash team. The way to do that is I'm sharing my number, which is 9717 333 655. I put that in the group chat. You can always get in touch with me. One request to everyone, which you have not done significantly enough, is that please respond to the polls. Please throw in your phone numbers in the group chat if you are interested, if you have any questions, so that we can reach out to you, we can talk to you, and we can assist you in whichever way possible. So please keep sharing your phone numbers.
Excuse me, Dr. Rui.
Yes.
Can you just brief the functional medicine? What is that functional medicine?
Okay, so functional medicine
Is
is
it
it's an approach, okay, where we work on identifying the root cause of a health problem rather than just managing the symptom. So if you look at how Siddharth had shared the difference between the conventional approach and the functional approach, right? In conventional, you have pain, you're given a painkiller. You're not getting your periods, you're prescribed hormonal pills. In functional medicine, there is no banded solution, right? So we work on first, we invest a lot of time in understanding why you're experiencing this pain, why you're experiencing the hormonal imbalance, and then once we identify, we work on fixing them. And the tools that we used is right nutrition, our healthy lifestyle habits, healthy emotional cleanse, because a lot of time it's the emotional blocks, right? And our inability to manage stress, that's a cause of the problem. So we work on a lot of these tools, and we and every possible things that is within the reach of an individual, every possible thing that we as an individual can change around us.
Yeah, that's very nice program actually, but you told that supplements. So what kind of supplements will be there? Like
So they will be
Ayurvedic or herbal or something?
okay. So they will be all natural supplements and would primarily be certain herbs. Again, that's very personalized, but just to give you an example, if you are low on certain vitamins, those will be recommended. Those which you cannot get from food immediately, right? So some of those vitamins, minerals, right? If the load of toxins is high in your system, then certain supplements to detoxify the system would be advised. So these are some of the examples, and none of these will be having any adverse effects on the system.
So nothing synthetic in the program, basically.
Yes.
So this plan includes some yoga or exercise also?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Nice presentation. Nice.
Thank you, ma'am. So Ms. Shrishti has asked about topical application of estrogen cream.
Okay. So now again, that is like you're giving the body a ready-made solution, right? Without enabling the body to really be healthy again. So if we see all, if you are facing a hormonal imbalance, we have acquired it during lifetime, right? So if we change those factors, your body will be able to, again be functional in making that hormone itself. So topical application is again just a banded fix.
And ma'am, for PCOS, I am right now prescribed contraceptive pills. Will I have to stop that?
If you decide to join the program, yes.
So Ms. Shrishti is having, she relates to many of the insulin resistance symptoms we have shared. Apart from that, she has primary ovary insufficiency, thyroid issue, and neurological autoimmune condition as well. So the program, would it help her?
Yes, it will help her a lot actually. One thing that I would like to highlight, so again, the reason about mentioning the ovarian insufficiency is basically that it means that, when it comes to fertility, the ovary isn't functioning enough, right? Now, for a pregnancy, the body has to be prepared, right? There are various other mechanisms available today, IVF or other treatments for infertility. But until you prepare the body for that fetus to grow, everything else that is being tried is all artificial. So the environment inside the body has to be prepared to have that fetus, to have that embryo grow in your system.
So after 3 months, what happens?
So after 3 months, you would be asked to repeat the test, and based on that, certain revisions would be advised, kind of, and then you would you can continue with the recommendations that we give you.
Ma'am, the amount you are charging to get enrolled in this program is as you are taking it as a like consultation fees, or it include the supplements whatever we require?
Okay, Ayush, you want to answer that?
Yeah. So it is for the services part of it. So there are three cost components. One is test, the other is services and support and treatment and diagnosis and whatever goes basically to help you, enable you, and so on. And the third part is supplementation. So the cost that we have mentioned is for the middle part, which is support and execution support and your diagnosis and everything. Tests are extra. You can safely assume somewhere around 4,000-5,000 for tests. And for supplementation, it would vary. It's not a fixed price. And again, I mean, if you're price sensitive to an extent, we can help you curtail the cost to a certain degree. So that always is there. But one thing which I would want to add, for a lot of people, generally they have this kind of a question. None of the supplements you have to import from abroad, so they are not going to be excessively costly. So like that, I mean, so that's how we manage, and they can be procured online quite easily, Amazon and all of those kind of online stores. And in case you are stuck, we'll help you and guide you. One more question that people were having was, given the current pandemic situation, how do the lab tests they happen? So you the samples would be collected from your home itself. So the lab person would reach you and collect the samples and so on. So you don't have to worry about it. In case that is not possible, again, because of the current situation, then kits can be sent to your home, dry kits, and you have to, we'll guide you how to use them, and you have to drop your samples. Again, you can ship them, and the analysis would be done and the course continues.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, as a physical activity and meditation is the part of this program, how that will be handled here in 3 months? Means what kind of physical activity or meditation techniques will it be taught, or how that will be?
Mr. Siddharth, would you want to answer?
Yes. So yes, we will be teaching you many simple but very effective techniques of meditation, of breathing. Physical also we will teach, but obviously in an online platform, there is a limitation of how much physical exercise we can teach you, or but we will guide you in terms of what kind of physical activity will be most beneficial. And anyways, we are putting together the buddy system where we will ensure that you are able to do it every day. So we will follow up with you. There's a whole system that will be implemented for that. Any other questions?
So please respond to the polls. Few of you have not responded to the polls yet, and please drop in your phone numbers in case you are interested or you have any queries. And I was checking Facebook, nothing significant that we need to address. I'll try and pick up if there are any questions. EMI, again, you can use a card and convert into EMIs. Conceiving issue.
Yes. So if you join this program, your chances of conceiving will definitely improve, because the whole idea, is to empower you on how to be a healthier version of you. And when you become a healthier version, you're fixing your hormonal imbalance, you're fixing your, deficiencies. Basically, you are creating a healthier environment inside your body, which is kind of, is ready for a new life to be created.
Neelam will reach out to you. But yeah, I mean, this is the standard price. There's no additional discount or anything. Test and supplement, we don't have a price any which way. You buy it from the open market. Can I first join the program for 1 month and get the result? Now, of course, that option is there, Monica. So you join for the first month and then you check out. If you think you would further benefit, you continue. You buy in the next 2 months. All right. 25-year-old daughter diagnosed with PCOS, thyroid, borderline with delayed periods, weight, facial hair, acne, tremors, concentration is poor. Would the program help her?
Yes, it will definitely help her. Yeah.
Low progesterone.
So that's hormonal imbalance, right? So we will be working on every aspect and they will fall back in balance.
Ronak, I would not take your question because I think you have discussed yourself. Mr. Sidhu, you have a question?
No, sir.
So there is a senior citizen who is facing a little bit of weakness at an overall level, no specific condition. So I know her basically. So she is around 65 years or somewhere thereabouts. So general overall health in a way.
Okay, yes. So definitely, ma'am, you will also benefit. So the whole idea of the program is empowerment, right? So you get to learn about, various tools that you can implement for yourself and your family.
42-year-old person, unmarried, having no periods naturally until she took progesterone externally. Now she is gaining weight, hypothyroidism, and several issues.
That's a typical case of hormonal imbalance. And yes, this program is for you.
All right. Any other questions? Pooja, do you want to ask a question, ma'am? All right. So all of you would be getting recording in the WhatsApp group. And if you have any other questions additionally, then you can always reach out to us. I am dropping my name and number. My name is Ayush. Number is 9717333655. You can always reach out to me and discuss. Thyroid medicine lifelong लेनी होती है. प्रियंका मैम, आप रिकॉर्डिंग जरूर देखिएगा. आपने मिस किया है काफी पार्ट. मेडिसिन क्यों ना लेनी पड़े और कैसे ना लेनी पड़े और कैसे हम आगे आपको हेल्प करेंगे फॉर लाइफ लॉन्ग रिकवरी. That is what this program is all about. So you don't have to take anything lifelong. It's for a limited period till the body becomes equipped. No problem. So the recording would be there in the WhatsApp group. So do go through it. If you have any questions specifically, you can always reach out to me, Miss Priyanka, or other people. All right. So with this, on a happy note of, or how should I say, cautious note of, wishing and praying for you and your families in this period. I hope everyone is hale and healthy and would remain so. आप सभी लोग अपना ख्याल रखें and hopefully we'll be able to you'll give us an opportunity to help you make a difference to your life in many ways, more than one, whether it is a hormonal imbalance or a period issue or a PMS or a vitality issue or a conceiving issue or different kinds of autoimmune conditions, gut imbalances, allergies, any kind of female challenges including mental health. So this program is for you. आपको ऐसी किसी भी प्रॉब्लम से ग्रैपल अगर आप कर रहे हो फॉर many years and decades together, you have been told by allopathic people or whoever basically that there is a pill or there is X or Y you need to do for your life, then join this program because it's all about liberation at the end. Help us help you free yourself, liberate yourself. With this, hoping to see you on 5th. And good luck to you and best wishes for your journey. Thank you. Goodbye and good.
Thank you.
Thank you.